Hello fans, welcome to episode 2 of the Alex Joe Show. Today we will be discussing, I must learn to enunciate better. You know, it plays havoc with the tape when I have to edit out my little stops and starts. It throws off my lip sync. Today I'd like to talk about the mainstreaming of Alex's message. My message, Alex Joe's message. Let's talk about the last episode of South Park last spring and the first episode of South Park this fall. It can only be described as the Alex Jones episode, or the Alex Jones two-part South Park. Look, you've got the Gardasil HPV vaccine, you've got the Matrix, and you've got the unhealthy food when everything begins to look like crap for, Stan? And he becomes cynical. But what he's becoming really is maybe perhaps a young info warrior. Yes, there we go, that's a little better. My studio is not quite as high-tech as Alex's studio. Whoops. I'm not talking about I am Alex, but I am Alex Joe. You know, it's kind of like Spartacus, right? I am Spartacus. I am Spartacus. No, I am Spartacus. Well, I am Alex Joe. Alex Jones, without the N, without the negativity. Okay? So I think it's great. This is great that the message is getting out. The message is being mainstreamed. It's sort of like what Alex said about 9/11. It is so over the top, so in your face. Yes, we did it, and what are you going to do about it? Well, and it's similar, as Alex has pointed out. What am I talking about? I am Alex. I am Alex Joe. But the point is, hey, when the Russians wanted to invade Chechnya, they blew up a few of their own apartment buildings, and they said, it's the Chechens, it's the Chechens. When we went the Russians one better. When we wanted to invade Afghanistan, Iraq, and eventually Iran, we blew up a couple of our buildings, right? And then we said, well, we're going to go and get it. All right, so, yeah, and the message is trickling through into the mainstream, which brings up a couple of other subjects. But, I mean, look at Charlie Sheen, right? Charlie Sheen was a truther for years, went on the Alex Jones show, went on the View. The next thing you know, Alex is on the View. What does Alex do on his View? He says, check out Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. He gets his message out there. He said it as fast as he could to get the people to look at his board, his website, and learn for themselves. Okay? Not everyone who has ears will hear, but some will. And going back to The Matrix again, South Park, The Matrix, Alex Jones, The Matrix, great movie, 10 years old. But in The Matrix, if we use The Matrix as our template, we must ask, who is Alex Jones vis-a-vis The Matrix? Is he the Oracle? Is he Mobius? Is he Neo? Well, it's hard to say. And let's not forget the Oracle. What was the Oracle's goal? The Oracle's goal was not necessarily to wake everyone up, right? At the end of the Matrix, there will still be copper tops. There will still be people trapped in the tank, not knowing real life from the fantasy life. The Oracle's goal was to stop the war, and she did stop the war. Some people are going to remain free. Some people are going to remain in that tank with the false feed coming in. So in a way, you know, if Alex Jones is the Oracle, not Mobius or Neo, Um, could Alex Jones be, and many people have asked this, is Alex Jones himself working for the CIA? Is Trey and Matt working for the CIA? Is Charlie Sheen working for the CIA, helping to get the message out? And CIA, you throw the term out there, CIA, NSA, whomever, okay, the New World Order, the Queen of England, royalty, European royalty. See, America is, as I've said before, the envy of the world. When something is envied, that means somebody wants it. What do you want of America? Well, America, the United States of America, we're talking, not, North America without Canada or Mexico. The United States of America. Man, we go from sea to shining sea. Europe wants us, okay, in their control. Look at what's happening now in Libya. All right, now I've gone from South Park to Charlie Sheen to Libya. Libya is a perfect example of a Matrix type of thing, right? And Matt Drudge knows this. For months, if you follow the news on the Drudge Report, and let me tell you, everyone does. The Drudge Report is the front page of the internet, and you could what people have said, oh, Glenn Beck reads the Drudge Report, Rush Limbaugh reads the Drudge Report, Alex Jones, you've seen him do it. He reads the Drudge Report. He'll tick off 3 or 4 of the top headlines from the Drudge Report. Everyone does it. But anyway, Libya. Gaddafi has 2 weeks. Gaddafi has 2 weeks. Gaddafi has 2 weeks. He had 2 weeks in April, 2 weeks in May, 2 weeks in June, 2 weeks in July. It's October! And the rebels are launching a final push. Reuters the other day. NATO diplomat says that Libya is almost done. NATO diplomat. They didn't even give him a name, I don't think. Well, what do you mean NATO diplomat? Who's running NATO? Who said, what one person can you point to and say, not Obama, not the Queen of England, not anybody. A NATO diplomat said, we're almost done with Libya. What's NATO? Who's running NATO? Right? Wow. And we're getting this feed plugged into our heads. Libya's bad. We're almost done with Libya. 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 There's a man on the street interview I'd like to do, but I don't have the wherewithal. I'm not CIA funded. Yet. Not yet. But let's go up to 25 men on the street and ask them, what's the status of the Libyan war? Why are we running it? Who's running it? When is it going to be over? I know when it's going to be over. In 2 weeks. And that's good for now. Peace out. Thank you. This has been the Alex Joe Show. The Alex Jones, without the N, without the negativity. Oh, and let me just say, let's end on a positive note. Go NATO! Get rid of Libya! What are you going to do with it, though? What are we going to do with Libya when we get it? And when I say we, I mean the Europeans. The European, United States, Canada coalition. And what is Greece, anyway? Greece is a figment of a Frenchman's imagination. Thank you.